Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Man, it is a fad now. What you know about this? What you know about this? It's a fad now. Everybody is suing everybody, right? That's what everybody's going for nowadays. H3H3 is now involved in a lawsuit, and he's suing everybody. And let me tell you guys, I hope God has mercy on their soul, because this guy he's got him dead to rights, as far as I can see. First of all, let me tell you, this is not legal or financial advice of any kind. You are here because you like smack talk. And I'm going to give you a little bit of taste of the glory. Nor can I give you business advice with my business acumen, because I don't know your situation, right? So let's just talk in generalities here. Guys, when you have a business of YouTube, please treat it as a business, right? A business has quality control, a business has responsibilities, a business has insurance. Hello, if you're going to do this kind of stuff, right? And now these guys are crowdfunding. Let me tell you, I doubt that any of these people that are getting sued are going to get enough money to crowdfund the defense for what they're about to face. And whatever lawyer they get, it is my guess, my layman's opinion, my uneducated layman's opinion, that they're going to tell them to settle, right? Because it is the rule in business that if you get sued, you only have a 33% chance of success. That's it. Why? Because there's three choices, right? 33.33 if you want to be, you know. 1, you lose. 2, you settle. 3, you win. Well, two out of those, you either pay or pay more. So there's a 66% chance that you pay something, right? And whatever this guy wants, you're going to have to give, because he's got you dead to rights. And not only that, he's got great lawyers. It's already a done deal, guys. There isn't a lot of speculation to be made on this one. These people are screwed. Number 1. But number 2 is, let this be a lesson to all of you. A lot of people see his YouTube as like a lottery ticket. And it's not, you know, I mean, it's not a lottery ticket. It's less than a lottery ticket, probably. But if you do win the big prize, and if you do become a big YouTuber, please treat it as a business, as what it is. Because if you don't, you get all these sad stories of people that, you know, lost everything. They end up worse than they were. I mean, there's story after story after story about this stuff. And, you know, just because it's fashionable, don't get into these lawsuits that are just stupid. You know, everybody loses. There's no winner in lawsuits. You know, the rich people do them because they can afford to. But if you have a family, if you have responsibilities, if you have a life, Jesus Christ, you don't want to be involved in any of this crap. And now, you know, as I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this could be actually changing a lot of things. Because if you think about it, right, I think about the worst person, the worst YouTuber that you know, DSP. How many people take his content and just restream it? Just restream it. I mean, just the whole thing, just there it goes. Sometimes even live. Can you imagine if somebody hits up like a troll calls a lawyer and says, you know what, let's do something with DSP here. Can you imagine how much damage this guy could do? It would be nuts. If somebody was to spy, let's put a hypothetical here. Can you imagine if Keemstar, in order to get DSP on his show, pays for a lawyer for DSP to go after everybody that publishes his stuff? Can you imagine what kind of check that guy would get? Because over the years, it's just been the popular thing to do. Just get his video uploaded and just talk smack a couple of lines. But usually you don't have to do that. You just have to let him talk. He does all the e-pegging on his own. There's really not much to say, right? But that's that's the kind of things that we're reaching at now. And there's other YouTubers that have done similar things, to be fair. But it is quite the interesting proposition here of what we're going to see. I don't know what the ramifications are of this, but I'm sure they're going to be huge in the commentary community. You know, everybody that was covering, for example, Carl Jobs, and put that video of the judge got hit. I didn't put it up because I knew it's a judge. At some point, right, just from my experience, at some point, somebody's going to say no. Whether it's the judge, whether it's the court, you're going to say, no, this is a private matter. I don't want this out there. Even though I published it, right? In my country, laws are different, whatever. Whatever the case may be, it's better not even to have those kind of problems, right? And that's why I try to use as little footage as possible from anybody. And sometimes not even at all, right? Because fair use, guys, is an argument in court. As far as we can tell now from all these lawsuits that we've seen, again, this is not legal or professional advice, but as far as we've seen, it's just a legal argument in court. Anybody can strike you for anything. Let me tell you, I know that for a fact, because people strike me on stuff they don't even own, right? So it's just a nightmare to deal with. So it's better just to put your own things, just be original, and okay, you don't get any views, because it's been the easiest thing to do is just to watch another popular streamer content and then react to it. Sometimes you're doing a react of a react. Sometimes you have a react of a react of a react. It's just nuts, guys. It's just nuts. At some point, there has to be a limit on how much you can take off of a creator before you're actually just leeching, right? And I think this is what's going to be settled here. Where this is going to go, I don't know. I don't know. Are the lawsuits over on YouTube or on YouTube land? No. As a matter of fact, I believe it's going to be an expanding industry, right? An expanding industry. And let me tell you what, guys, I'm seriously considering after I retire, which is not going to be too far off in the future, of becoming a business manager for social media people, right? I don't know. I'm mulling it over, right? Because it's something I could do out of my house. I could take care of my little girl, do that kind of stuff. But, it's a different monster, Working for big corporations and working, for one individual can be quite challenging sometimes. Because, especially when you work with individual guys, and they know, whatever they're into, it doesn't matter what the business is, they think they know better than you, right? So, they'll hire me, or, even in this case for big companies, they'll hire me. And one of the questions I always ask them, I say, do you argue with your mechanic? Do you argue with your plumber? Right? If your plumber tells you, hey, maybe you have an issue here. If your mechanic, you tell me maybe you have an issue there. But you're arguing with me about business. Just listen to what I have to say. Right? Listen to what I have to say. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you what you need to know, not what you want to hear. Right? But that's the kind of advice you want. You don't want somebody just giving you confirmation bias. You can do this, you can do that, you can do the other. And that's the way you end up like Carl Jobs. You need to hear the other side of things. You need to hear what you need to know, right? That's actually the most important part of the information process. Now, these people over here have all, been in one form or another against this one man, and sometimes, ganging up on somebody becomes popular. The problem is when that person has a lot of money and they're vengeful, they can make your life miserable. Let me tell you, we're about to find that out, and I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all of it. I want to see all the pain. I want to see all the misery. And I know you do too. Where this is going to end up, I don't know, man, but we will enjoy it. I'll be doing some research and get back to you. Let's see what kind of misery we're going to be dealing with. All right, humans, I will catch you on the next one. Take care.
New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.